good. Perfect. Antanil Tulian Meldanina, and thank you once again for joining me. My name is Lord Aramil, and today we're going to do something pretty, not different per se, but slightly different. So recently I've talked about a couple tropes. Let's see, I talked about war campaigns in general. I'm suddenly quite cold. Sith Lord watching or something stupid. I've got very suddenly messages popping up, which people will be surprised that I don't immediately answer, but that's okay. Anyways. Much better. Up in my green. Alright. So today I thought that I would walk you through just a kind of a sample battle. And I say sample battle, but it's really the battle that I'm currently running in my Monday campaign. And that's kind of... It's not huge spoilers, because I do know that a few of my players do watch these videos. I think that it's a good reward for them to, if they do, in fact, watch these, then, you know, maybe they should get a little something. So, let's see here. It's adorable. Sorry. Friends sending me... Oh, well, hello! Hello, Clarence. Yes, I'm glad to see you here. Also, I am trying out the live chat. It should be working so that there isn't any delay, but I have no idea. So... we'll find out. Regardless. So, where are we in the campaign? Well, we are in the first battle, which I'm calling the Battle of the Broken Bridge. Because the idea is, or initially, just the forces have been... okay, testing delay. Maybe not. So the forces of the PCs are... or the army that the PCs are with have made landfall. They are in this kind of the farmlands that surround the enemy city. Now, this is a Nile Egyptian style, so the farmlands stretch very far out from the city, north and south. Okay, so they've kind of settled on the outlying areas of this city, and will slowly progress. Okay, cool. They will slowly progress towards the actual enemy city. Now, to do this, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm not comfortable yet. Now, to do this, they have to cross this massive bridge across a very deep... I hesitate to call it an irrigation ditch, because it's like... it's fantasy big, alright? It's like 1,000 feet wide and like 2 miles long, so it's stretching all the way into like desert territory. And from there, smaller ditches come off and actually irrigate, you know, what normally would be just sand. So... the point is that there's a bridge. The army will need to cross the bridge, but there's like an outpost on the other side of the bridge. It's like 2 mostly open top towers and a gate. And really, the player character's like, okay, whatever. There's like, what, a dozen, maybe, guys over there? Whatever. It's fine. And it is. It was designed very specifically to be fine. It should have been no problem, easy. And it really was. The player characters marched up there. They've got, let's see, 3 squads with them. They have Warforged squad, because they and their forces are from Eberron, so cool. Then there is... let's see. Actually, I can pull it up. There are a couple squads of... Okay. There are a couple squads of Amarnan foot soldiers, so... Let's see here. Oh, I can't... Well, down here in the bottom area... Let's see... I'm figuring out where my hand and everything is in regards to this. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, so down here you can see there are the Amarnan troops as well as here-ish. This worked out a lot better in my head. Oh well. Now, the player characters took out the enemy troops with no difficulty, as expected. These are relatively high, well, mid-level characters against like level 2 fighters. There wasn't much contest really. A couple fireballs got thrown out, and that's it, pretty much. Oh yeah, and Vard mounted atop a not a pterodactyl, a flying dinosaur, lanced at least one person, and you know it's good time, a bit cathartic. Let the players just go in, smash some faces, you know, have fun as a start, and it was basically a lure, because you'll note here, up above, where I was pointing, there's a big blue blob, and that's because after, you know, a few turns of the characters, you know, alright, we're here, we're gonna plant our standard like we're supposed to, and why did the bridge just blow up? Yeah, just a little bit of dickery there. So, now the player characters are stranded on the wrong side of a very large river. And I would say stranded, because they have a reason to stay, first and foremost. They were tasked with, you know, taking and holding this piece of land, so, boom. Oh, well. Archaeopteryx. That's it. Not pterodactyl. So they're tasked with holding this land, and they have subordinates who may or may not be able to get back across without them. Certainly, while the Warforged, who are currently, you could probably see... Oh, here, I'll just zoom in. I say zoom in. So, the Warforged squad has currently entered a building on... I'm gonna just go with south side. Technically, the compass rose should be inverted, but whatever. So, the Warforged in the southern building, which is a granary. They just did a breach and clear. There's a tool shed on the north side, and a couple wagons parked next to the granary. Beyond that, there is just the gatehouse and, well, the gate and the two open top towers. Alright. Just trying to... Now, this is a slightly different type of battle than what I have run in the past, because the characters are really constrained more by time than anything else. There is an enemy horde approaching, of mainly just mooks. Whatever. Probably won't do much to really damage the players as much as they are to wear them down. If every turn the players lose a single hit point that they can't get back, they will die. Is basically how it will run out. Uh, the battle itself, and here's where the spoilers come in. The battle will last probably 20 to 30 minutes in game time. All right, so not, out of game time. This is probably going to take, a session, 2 sessions, maybe 3 sessions even. I would not be shocked if this took us well into January. Let's see here. Now, they do have 2 airships with the army, which is a good thing. Because, of course, while the players are being assaulted on this side, there is a similar horde of mooks attacking on the far side. So, while one airship will be helping to, defend the actual army, the PC's home airship will be ferrying reinforcements over to them. If they can hold on to a large, reasonably large-sized landing zone. So they can't just, back up and hold the towers. They have to clear and hold on to most of this middle section. Middle section. I wish I could just draw on my screen and have it show up, or I don't think you guys can see my cursor. Can you? No. No, probably not. Oh well. My point remains. So that's fun. And every, what'd I say, 20 turns or so, the airship will come back, and it'll stop and start offloading some troops. Very necessary, as I doubt these Amarnan soldiers will survive unless the player characters do an excellent job. Honestly. And even if they survive, they may or may not be in fighting shape. I could definitely see them trying to rotate out soldiers, and that would probably be pretty effective. I won't lie. And, for all of the troops that survive, they'll get some sort of bonus if they can hold it. Alternatively, they might decide after, I don't know how long, that this is no longer a battle they can win. This is totally an option. So, at that point, the airship will no longer be ferrying over reinforcements. It'll be evacing as much as they can. I think the Farsight could evac, up to 50? I think up to 50 troops is what I decided on. 10 troops per round. Because an airship from Eberron can't actually land on the ground. They have to have a special docking tower, usually. Instead, what they will be doing is they've got kind of a loading bay that kind of opens up in the bottom of the ship, and a crane which usually would be used to lower and lift basically a wagon, an elemental wagon, so kind of basically a car. An all-terrain car, basically. Yeah, whatever. And on that vehicle, you can hold 10 people. So, very simply, 10 people will get onto the cart, get lowered down, jump off, cart comes back up, and then, you just continue with that. And that's offloading. Alternatively, If they decide that we can't maintain this position, everybody just jumps onto the cart, gets lifted up, and, the reverse. You get the idea. And there are, I won't say there are penalties for failing to hold the ground. There's definitely a lack of proper reward, naturally, because, yeah, you failed. But at the same time, extenuating circumstances being what they are, most commanders would accept it as a tactical not fallback, an unforeseen encounter, and say like, okay, well, let's go for round two. Now, if the characters do manage to hold on to this chunk of land, that's some serious reward points. So victory points and reward points, technically, but you get the idea. And there will be more powerful enemies scattered throughout the hordes of just, I've got them as undead, so just a few hundred, few hundred undead go in, get minced up, and then actual opponents might be thrown in at random from whichever side doesn't look as well defended, because screw you. Pretty well. It's tactical, really, is what it all boils down to. It's like, okay, they're really strong on this side, but this is a weak point. Let's smash through there. So, and this is a fair example of a battle that doesn't directly focus on how good the player characters are at dealing damage. Like, any character with cleave will have a good time here because they're just going through enemies. There's nothing on this battlefield individually that should pose a fraction of a challenge. The challenge comes from thinking tactically, knowing if and when you have to cut your losses and pull back, and how best to do all of this. I haven't decided on exactly how big of a landing zone the airship would need, but I want to say if you drew a line between the bottom of the granary and that tower, as well as from the top of the tool shed over to that tower, you kind of get a fair sized rectangle, probably something more or less like that. Of course, that's not the easiest way to hold that area. You'll note that there are several bridges connecting this area to adjacent fields. So holding those bridges would be the ideal. But of course, it's only a 10-foot gap. A fair amount of things can jump that. Maybe not the undead that are swarming at them, but a lot of things. Just food for thought. But yeah, it's mainly a tactical and also an endurance challenge. Like, they could take, a wand of fireball and just obliterate a few waves entirely. Just no contest, just get out of here, be gone. Because, of course, these are not high-level undead. Their reflex saves are garbage, and even if they saved for half, they would probably die from the damage. That's fine. There's more. There are so many more. Your wand will run out of charges before the battle is over. You will run out of all of your spells. You will start running low on hit points eventually, Barbarian. If they didn't have a couple magic items, which were basically infinite Cure Light Wounds, it would probably be in a lot worse shape. But even still, they only have like 1 or 2 of those. And that stuff, it's another standard action. You know, do you heal yourself? Do you heal the Barbarian? Do you heal the 3 soldiers over here who are bleeding out? There's a lot for the cleric to do. Now, also the cleric will hopefully make good use of Turn Undead. That would probably work well. But there's still only so many times that he can do that. Do you save that for when things are really desperate? Do you do them quickly before things get desperate? All these tactical decisions that will need to be addressed and hopefully thought about, well, right now, before session. I can't imagine the party meeting up in secret without my knowledge. As I put on my watch, realizing that I'm not wearing it. But I can't imagine them meeting up in secret and, talking through strategy. But, it'd be heartwarming in a way. I know you don't fear death, Varda. But do you feel failure? And that's really the thing. Because I don't expect any of the player characters to die. Definitely not in this battle. It's really not something that I would expect from them. Worst comes to worst, I imagine they would go up onto the top of one of these towers and then just hold that almost indefinitely. So, and that's without, one of the characters turning into a giant bird and, starting to fly other party members back to safety, whatever. The player characters I'm not worried about, honestly. It is, and honestly, they're not supposed to be worried either. The player characters should not necessarily fear for their lives in this engagement. What they are fearing about is how an initial setback this early in the campaign, military campaign, will do both for the overall war effort and for their own army's morale, honestly. That's fair, Robert. Failure is only an issue for people who survive. Yeah, good enough. Oh. So this is the fun little thing that I've got for us. Like I said, it'll probably take 2 or 3 sessions to fully play through it. There are a lot of different ways the players could go about this. And I'm really interested to see, if they actually do. If they go about this in an intelligent and strategic manner. Do they... how do they take care of it? And that will be really fascinating, I feel. Sorry, so this is a kind of a shorter video, I know, but I am a little bit antsy to get back to what I was doing, actually, because you see over on the Izzy channel, IZZY. He is doing a 10K celebration live stream. Now, Izzy is a YouTuber who I've been following basically all this year, and his channel's really exploded, and he's a big inspiration to me, actually. But he's just now doing a face cam reveal, which I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. Oh well. And he's doing a full Total War live stream, all in one go, the whole campaign, which is a terrifying amount. Well, hello, Taru. Good timing. I'm just hyping up another YouTuber who probably doesn't need it, but might as well, because he's a really cool guy. So he's doing a full Medieval 2 Total War Lord of the Rings mod campaign, all in one go. He's like 7.5 hours in, 8 hours in, something like that. And he's like a fourth of the way done. Holy shit. So it'll probably be like 24 hours, which I can't imagine doing. Like, half an hour is enough for me. Good gods. But he's also, you know, a bit of an inspiration for my own videos, so you should definitely go check him out and tell him that Aramil sent you. Alright. Especially if you like Total War games or strategic gaming in general, he's a great guy. So, with all of that in mind, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Taru, I see that you showed up